nothing here.
This is us. This is preview.
Hello, everyone.
So we're there.
Good afternoon.
So you can see we're showing up right there. Okay.
We are in between rainstorms, so we should be okay.
The rain hasn't been bothering us quite as bad.
It bothered us pretty bad last week.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, we don't know if it was rain or overuse or what it was.
Anyway, so we're using a different mode than I've ever seen before. So hopefully, I'll know when people join. Do you know how to do that part?
Yeah, we've got
0 viewers.
0 viewers.
We're so popular.
Yeah. Well, we kind of surprised everybody. We weren't sure we were coming on. But this is the right channel. We're saying that we are live, and it looks like it's
okay.
They do chats over here too. So.
All right, so we're just going to talk as if somebody was here, and as if we were making our video together. So we are working in the kitchen, on the floor, and we've had, first of all, I just want to say, we've had so many wonderful suggestions, and, which you don't know about, some of them, we've gotten so many comments on people who have had as bad or worse situations than us, which really made me feel good. not that somebody else was feeling bad,
not for them,
but just because
bad,
they were able to get things to work when things were bad like this. So.
Yeah. Yeah, people have solved the problems.
People have solved the problems.
Not that we're glad that they had problems.
Hey, people lived in teepees forever. I'm sure rivers ran through theirs.
Yeah, yeah.
And plumbing, you just walk out the door.
Yeah, so we don't have a lot to complain about, I guess. But
I wasn't complaining.
Oh, we're happy.
So I have to tell you what this man did. So everybody knows he tore out my kitchen. Okay, he had to do that. I knew that. But he took out all the cabinets. So understand, you remember, cabinets are full of items. Just a second before I tell this story. It's really weird that there's nobody on, so can anybody really see us?
Well, are we in the right place?
I don't think so, because that's weird.
This is the one.
So let me turn it on over here.
Yeah, turn it on over there and see. I'll keep talking. You know, this is a real learning experience. We keep thinking we've got it right, and something else doesn't work. You know, at this point, according to everything that we're seeing, it's live and it's broadcasting, and it's in the right place. And
there's 11 people watching. So this is wrong. This isn't saying anybody's watching.
Well, here's a refresh button.
So there are people out there.
Oh, they're here, but not there. That is so bizarre. Okay.
Okay, we got it.
Weird.
We got it. All right, so I'm going to go on with my story. I just thought it was weird that nobody was there.
Yeah.
All right, so he took everything out of every cupboard, moved the cupboard or the cabinet into the living room so that it was in a nice place.
The upper cupboards, I didn't, those are still fastened. I didn't, left them in place.
And he set them all in the living room, which doesn't have furniture in it, and he put them in this total perfect order. Put everything back in the cupboards, has the little toaster oven stove sitting on top of one of the counters, and has a little stove hot plate thing sitting on that, and cooking, and everything is neat and tidy. I was just like, that was a lot of work. And he did it so well. So can I say hi to everybody? Hi, Christy, and 2 Wild Onions, and Dolly, and Marianne, and Eric, and Sandra, and that's all. That's on there. I mean, there's more people on there, but that's all that said hi.
Yeah. Okay.
So anyway, when I say he's my hero, I mean he's my hero. Because, you know, I expected to come home and just see stuff sitting everywhere. And he put it all back in the cupboards.
I had to live in it. If there was not enough room to set this stuff everywhere, it needed a place to be.
You can't believe how neat and tidy it is.
Oh, there was a lot of it. So
it's pretty great.
Right. And true to form, everything that we're doing so far, we're finding that it's something needs to be fixed with it beyond what we'd originally planned on having to do. So it's expected at this point.
So we go on dates on Friday night, and he's really quite adamant that we stop our work and go watch a movie in our bedroom or do something amazing that's cheap. And I'm begging him tonight that we have our date in the kitchen working together with a Christmas movie on and do that. K.
I'm good with that. We'll make it work. Ooh.
Oh, you just erased it all.
No, I didn't erase it all. I covered it up. So
there. Yeah. Anyway.
So we'll see how that goes. But we're making progress, and it seems like it's never as much progress as we want to make because there's always some fitting, some device. For instance, I put the valve for what will probably be the line to the refrigerator for cold water and ice and so forth. Yeah, the money pit.
It is a money pit.
And got the valve on there, and the valve leaks. You turn it all the way off, and it's still leaking.
It was a misfit in the actual part, not something he did.
Yeah,
it's
not what I've done that's leaking. It's the valve is. There's nothing connected to the valve to go to the refrigerator, so that's where it's leaking out of. So where the valve is supposed to be turning the water off, it's letting it come through. Well, so I've had to buy a different valve, and so I have to turn the water off, take this one off.
Well, maybe it's going to leak until you connect the refrigerator.
Well, but that's not acceptable to have a valve that leaks when it's off. That's just not appropriate. Anyway, that's just an example of how it goes. So every time we think we're there, there's at least one more thing we have to get. But that's the difference between a professional being somebody who does this all the time and somebody who's figuring it out as they go.
No. I've been at my son's house. He
does not have professionals working on that house.
They're contractors that have done a lot of houses, and they are having to redo almost everything they do. It's crazy. Hey, Corey.
That's my point, Corey, is that we're learning as we go.
To be stressed.
Yeah. So it works great. We're getting there, and we're learning to be patient with ourselves and with the process.
And there wasn't even any water running through my house today. And
it wasn't raining.
It was raining this morning.
Not much.
It was still raining.
It's wet outside. Yes, it is.
The dog was wet when he came in.
Yes, he was.
So I just want to say that somebody gave us the advice to put burlap down on the part where the water was running through and dump salt, like rock salt, in there, because that will stop any fungus or snails or things that would cause
just any number of critters aren't going to like the salt.
So I went and got the salt today, but we can't find any burlap.
Yeah, burlap.
So we don't know what the burlap was for, if we can use something else for that.
Yeah, we're going to get something else to put down there and put the salt down. But that does make a lot of sense. It's a great idea. Something, we've never been faced with this kind of a situation before, and so knowing about it is helpful.
There's a lot of responses out there of people who have.
Oh yeah, it's a big deal.
It made my heart feel so much better.
But seeing what's going on there, we know that the same thing is happening under the crawl space that's under the living room and also the bedroom. Now, in our closets, at least, we've smelled some mildewy stuff, and we've cleaned it up in there, but it's still a bit of smell. But knowing that the ground level is right up, not, it's within maybe that far, there I am, that far from the floor, then, yeah, that's where the odors are coming from. And so...
But we're going to win.
Yeah, we are. We've spent a good deal of time last night and then this morning talking through what we can do in the way of a French drain. We've done a little bit of research on French drains and have a pretty good idea with our elevation, the way it is out there.
1806 French drain he put in there.
Yep. And so...
Hi, Bernice.
We are going to be able to put one in front of our house. Now, complicating factor on there, but it's a good thing, is we plan on putting a patio on the front of the house. A deck.
That runs all the way across.
It's going to go from the garage area all the way across the house, and then that's going to have a roof over it. So that roof's going to protect the water from getting onto the ground that's under there. But out in front of that is where we want to put the French drain. And so that's where we're going to be putting the French drain. And then an eave on there to catch, not eave, but what do you call them? Water
catcher. I don't know. What are they called? Somebody write down what they're called.
Yeah, we can't remember. Brain is fried by this time of day. Anyway, we're going to put that on there and catch that water and then put it into the pipe we're going to, from the end of the French drain, we're going to have a pipe attached to that that's going to, we have a bit of a, I don't want to call it a ditch. It's like, two hillsides coming together running down to our pond. So we're going to put a pipe that, whatever level it is at the right angle to go down to get into that downway that's going down to the pond and carry the water from the French drain that's coming down the hill. Gutters, thank you. And then also out of the gutters.
Gosh, what's wrong with our brain?
We've been thinking about other things. But anyway, by combining those two, we're going to be able to take this excess water that's now running under the house to where it's not running out of the house, and the water that's hitting on top of the roof, shuttle that down into our pond to fill our pond fuller, which is great.
Goodness.
I mean, this last summer, it never dried up, and I don't think it will unless we have an extremely dry summertime. But to put more water in it will make it a better pond, and it will expand it a bit. So some of what we want to do with it becomes more feasible. She has something to say.
So last summer, and it was when the Grateful Sunnites were here, when Jen was here, and she wanted to walk up and see our pond. So our pond is a little, it's just, so it was completely moss covered. It was just like, ooh, there's really water in there. So yesterday we decided to walk our property, as you do your first year when it's raining, and see where are the soft spots, where's the high spots, where's the low spots. And we went to the pond and we're like, oh my word, it was huge.
Well, it's very full.
It was full and it had no moss on it, and we're like, this is the time to go clear off the bank and get the path so it can go down in there clean when there's no ticks and no chiggers and no bad stuff. Yeah. So, anyway.
So this French drain is, it's a multi-purpose thing. Fill the pond, get the water from under the house.
And it's a money pit.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But all of these are things that should have been done long ago. I mean, this house has been here since the 40s. And the terrain hasn't changed. What the rain does hasn't changed. It's been doing it the whole time.
Yeah, we're just like, oh my word, this has been like this the entire time.
So as far as the water ruining the foundation or anything like that, no. It's just the moisture and the smell that permeates from that's the problem.
So we're going to get rid of that.
Yeah, that's going to happen.
Somebody also said put lime down, so I thought we'd put some of the hydrated lime.
Yeah, it's lime we have, so it's going to have.
We have a big thing of that. So we'll put that down.
Anyway, we're solving it little by little, which is great. That said, it's good to be together again. So much. There's a synergy that happens as we're working on things, because what's great is some of the projects that I don't get around to that do need to happen. They're happening while I'm working on other things. Rinda's able to get them done, whether it's doing the ceiling on the joists that are there, and some of the cleanup that happens after. I mean, things that I have to come back to later. I vacuumed it all today. So, more gets done, which is great.
So, it's good.
So, Northern Ohio Homestead, hello.
Yeah. You guys in snow up there?
Yeah, we've been amazed.
We've been about weather here. 60 degrees.
Corey, you're funny.
Yeah, we'll just...
I don't know that I want to grow mushrooms under the house, but there are some other places on the property that we're seriously considering it. But yeah,
Oh, and I chose a color. So I'm painting my cabinets, and I'm doing it right so that they don't peel and all that kind of stuff. And I was going to go, white cabinets. And then I just heard that white sometimes doesn't paint as well as other colors. And so then I started looking, I thought, oh, let's make it a darker color. And then, they all want us to grow mushrooms. And then I really looked at it, and we both looked at it, and I kind of stood and turned around, and I went, oh, it's going to be a pastel. And he made me a beautiful kitchen in Utah, made the cabinets and everything, and we did this pale, 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 pale green. And this time he says, let's make it the pale blue. So we are. And if you guys watched, I know you all have, Justin Rhodes and their bus, Maple.
Their bus, Maple.
So I called up, or I texted Rebecca, and I said, okay.
Can I pause you for a second?
Yeah.
Eric's going on and on about mushrooms. So do you grow mushrooms for profit, Eric? Is that something you do?
Corey wants to know, said that too.
What's that?
Corey says there's money in mushrooms.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. That's the person I'm talking about.
Oh, you said Eric.
I meant Corey. Wait a minute.
They're both talking about
both of you are talking about it. Wow, no wonder there's a lot of conversation. So...
Wait. Let me just finish. Let me finish.
She's not a big mushroom person.
But he is.
But I am.
I don't dislike him. I just don't love him.
Yeah.
I actually had some portobellos once that were grilled.
I am guessing if we grow our own to where they're not whatever happens to them and they're better quality, you probably like them fresh.
I had grilled portobellos. They tasted like steak. They were incredible. Okay, so the color of my kitchen cabinets are going to be the color of Rebecca's kitchen cabinets in their bus Maple.
Yes.
That's what they're going to be. And then we're making a wood grain.
What's the name of the color?
It's called Wind Speed.
Wind Speed.
By Behr, B-E-H-R.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm excited. It's going to be light and airy looking. So.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
It's going to be very nice.
Thank
you, Dolly. See? Dolly.
So for...
okay, now you can talk about mushrooms.
Okay, now Eric is saying they've got 8 to 10 logs that are inoculated. So...
See, you should have bought logs at the Homesteaders Conference.
So, what's a good source for really knowing the right way for this area, the right...
Where do you live, Eric? Oh, yeah. Shiitakes are good.
Anyway, it's something I want to get started. And our climate is fantastic for it. I'm sure that... And we have... okay. We have... Like we've said before, this stream that runs along one entire side, it's at least a quarter mile, if not more, that's just tree lined and logs and just a lot of opportunity for some great place. Yes, it's a light blue.
Yes, very light blue.
So
it's like a brush.
Yeah. And not to mention, as far as areas for the mushrooms that are around our little pond, it's a lot of foresty in there. Good shade during the summer, so it's a great place.
It's not really off-white though. It is a light blue, so no need to buy.
Ah.
Oh, okay. So we're gonna have to try them, Jim.
So no need to buy, meaning we just need
yourself.
So we can find them around and then use from where we find it to inoculate the logs we want them to grow in.
There's a mushroom plant in Oregon off of Highway 22 near Salem. Maybe it isn't there anymore, but it has this smell about it that made you glad when you got past it. That's great, Marianne. I don't remember that.
22? We didn't go down 22
Not very often.
Yeah.
A couple of times when the traffic got bad.
Hey.
Hey, Ethan, welcome. 180 degrees from average. Okay, so 4 to 6 inch round.
Butter mushrooms. I don't know what they are,
4
Corey.
feet long. You can buy pre-inoculated logs.
We saw them. It was at
the Homesteaders Conference of America. That's
okay.
where they were selling them.
Yeah.
And I wanted to get one, but we'd already bought other things.
Yeah, we were pretty loaded on stuff. So. Butter mushrooms. That sounds interesting.
I don't know.
Well, our mushroom education's got to start going up.
When we very first moved here, we had this young gentleman who said, I know I might sound creepy, but I'm knocking on your door and I follow you. And he took Jim all around the property and showed him where mushrooms could grow, or what? He goes and hunts
he
mushrooms?
hunts mushrooms, yeah.
You buy the spores and then drill the holes in the log. Insert the spores and seal with wax.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, we'll do that.
Okay, let's get brave enough.
We'll get brave enough.
So where can I get the spores? Online somewhere?
I'm sure. Yeah, there's lots of places going to sell them.
Okay. And you buy the kind of spores for the mushroom you want?
Yes.
Cool.
But yeah.
We knew it was spores, not spots.
Yeah, we got it. We're familiar with growing stuff in dark places in our house.
We don't like those spores.
Well, but it is a good point. That's why they're talking. That's why
lots of videos on YouTube.
Okay, we're gonna look it up. But that's why they're talking about it, is because we're growing so many spore-related things in our crawl space. We ought to really try to do it on purpose.
I know. I got it. All right, so.
Well, we're going to need to experiment on the kinds that we want to grow, because, we're not mushroom connoisseurs, and so we need to figure out.
I do like shiitake.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I do like portobello, but those are huge. I don't think you can grow those on a log. I don't know. Don't look at me like that.
They got to grow somewhere.
Okay. We have a friend who is really into mushrooms. They've inoculated a bunch of white oak. If you ever have a specific question, he's a wealth of information.
We'll keep it in mind.
All right. All right. Anyway, let's go back to your painting.
Yes, back to the painting. We kind of deviated, didn't we?
So, I'm painting. So first thing I'm doing right now with my cupboards is I'm going to wash them all down and scrub them all down with Dawn. I am convinced that Dawn is the best. I mean, it gets rid of anything, because I got this really
scares me.
bad goop on it today.
Yeah.
All right, this is probably not whatever.
Sometimes you got to
not natural.
Yeah.
And then I'm just going to, how the boxes, what I call the boxes of the cabinets, how they're not really seen, most of them. I mean, some of them are, but the ones that are been in there, they've had years of this moisture, and so I'm scrubbing them all down, and I'm spraying them with, I don't care if I have to do Clorox, I really don't. I just want everything that could be moldy out of there. Hi, Kay. And I'm going to sand them a little bit, and then I'm going to put a really good primer on them.
Okay.
And then you can bury them back in there.
Right.
So that they're okay.
Yep.
And then I can work on the sides later. I mean, the fronts and everything.
Right.
Later.
We haven't talked about what we plan on doing for the countertops, and with on here. Together we have. And it's shifted a little bit, but where is your head now on what you're wanting to do on those?
Just a second. We've heard vinegar kills mold and Clorox kills mold. So.
And I also, at the hardware store, bought a gallon of this. It's professional grade. It's supposedly, it's all that they were selling in large quantities that could handle mold and anything like that that's growing. So.
Health department told me that. Okay. Territorial in Oregon sells spores. Oh, we're back to mushrooms. Okay.
That makes sense.
Well,
they
that's
sell
good.
A lot of, that's right. We were there. At
Shakely Basic G is good for killing germs and such. It kills puppy parvovirus.
Really?
Well, alrighty.
There we go. And it's natural.
It's natural. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I totally agree. So I have tons of white vinegar. I have 2 gallons. That's not tons, but I do have 2 gallons of that.
Well, it's easy to come by.
Yeah. Okay, wait, we missed a question up there somewhere.
I don't think so.
Okay. I can't remember what we were talking about.
We were getting the cabinets.
Oh, the countertops.
Yeah, the countertops.
So I really want to do a hardwood that we can make ourselves and join it all together, and I just think the look of it will be really nice. And then I know that you put like layer after layer after layer of the sealer on it so that it stays.
What we're going for is a uniform look. because on the island, we're going to be building that into a butcher block. So I'm going to be taking whatever word we're using, putting it on its side and getting it all hooked together. And I know it's a lot of work.
Hey, Ron and Kill.
It's a Kier. It's a lot for me to learn, but the look and the utility of a hardwood butcher block countertop is going to be fantastic, and that's what we want to have on our island that's out in the middle. So, you know, very multi-purpose, but we're going to have a lot of items that need to be cut up there in various shapes and sizes and types. So it's going to be used a lot.
Yep. Plus, he's making me a farm table and then two other cabinets that go. I'd get a remnant of
that's a good idea
from a pastry.
You know, over where you want to do your pastry counter, that would be a good idea.
Yeah, he's making me a pastry counter actually, so where I'm going to have all my baking goods and stuff that I can just pull out. And
when we were working at the independent living community, one of the events that we had was
Cold Stone
ice cream. So, you know, we called it Stone Cold just so, you know, because of branding and that type of thing. But in order to get the stones, we went to a countertop place and got some of their castaways. They just gave them these stones.
Go over in the back and you can get whatever you want for free. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, it was kind of awesome. But these nice stones, and they worked fantastic. We, you know, you clean them up, be sure they're all cleaned up, but they are nice and smooth. We put them in the freezer overnight, so come time to use them for the ice cream, they are cold and they stay that way for a long time. It was awesome. But yeah, you're right. So it's a good way to get stones.
What are we doing for Christmas?
Celebrate.
We're staying home. We don't have any family here.
Now, you haven't talked on here about the $10?
No, I did on our video 2 days ago.
Oh, okay.
But we so just as a refresher, when we were first married, we had
our first Christmas
$10 to spend on each other because we were so poor. And we decided that we wanted a simpler Christmas this year for each other, and so we did the inflation thing. You know, what is $10 today with the inflation from 1973? And it came out to $58.64, and so that's what we are spending on each other. If you got the newsletter today, you saw that we're not having a Christmas tree, but we have a nativity scene and a picture of Mary and the baby, and that is what our focus is, and so our gifts are going to sit under that table, and we're just doing very simple. I don't know what we're actually doing on Christmas Day. I know that as Christmas Day comes, then I'll get sad because I'm not with family, but hopefully we can find some friends that want to visit with us.
I know there are lots of folks who aren't going anywhere, so we'll be able to do some visiting.
We have a lot of friends here. We just want to be. We just don't want it to be commercial at all. We just don't.
Yeah.
So that's what we're doing, and we feel really excited about it.
Yeah. Definitely going to be on the phone talking with family on Christmas Day or Christmas Eve. You know, it depends. Yeah. There's a lot of family. It's hard to get them all on the same day. So we'll spread it around a bit.
Yeah, my second son just called me today and goes, "We're on our way to
Belize."
Belize.
He and his wife.
Yeah. So okay, bye.
Why are they going to Belize?
Because they can.
Okay. We should have asked him what is he doing?
Because he can.
Okay. Well.
So, anyway. I love the pastry idea, though, the stone. I'm going to do that.
Yeah, we hadn't thought of that.
That's a
good idea. I mean, you're always wanting a solid surface like that you can have very clean.
Invite some people over, have the young missionaries come over. Yep. We don't even do Christmas for each other anymore. We have what we need, and that is each other. Well, that's nice.
That's true.
We love to fill each other's stockings. It's really fun on Christmas morning to pull
out
all
our
these
tradition.
Little things out, and it's just fun to do that.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, I think having somebody over here is going to be challenging.
No, we won't have people over.
We may have to invite ourselves.
And
somewhere.
We do. In fact, I have a friend who she goes, "Look, I know you don't have a kitchen right now. I have dinner every night at 6:30. I want you to come over. She goes, and the nights we don't, we maybe just have oatmeal. I says, well, we like oatmeal. So tonight, we were going to go over there. And she goes, wait. It's date night. I know we're going out. And I says, yep, it is date night. And she says, I have something I want to give you, drop by. And so she gave us a quart of homemade, oh, it looks so good, tomato soup and a loaf of wheat bread to go with it. So cool. That's what we're having tonight.
That'll be awesome.
For our date. Me and my hubby are having our Christmas alone also. Yep, me too. I'm doing a help day for lunch with the church for the day with the elderly in town. Yeah, can't wait. And not to get caught up in it on a treadmill.
You know, there's an interesting idea that Corey's talking about. I wonder if there are going to be people who don't have someone coming to see them. You
know, speaking of people that we managed independent living communities, and we loved being there on Christmas Day because those that didn't get to go home with their families, we tried to make it
we did things with them. Yeah.
And like I say, I've managed or worked in nursing homes, assisted livings, all of that for 10 years, and there's always people who need help, and want to have help there. Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for this wonderful discussion. Christmas is a week and a half away.
It is.
And we are just loving that it's a very gentle time. I did have a really good time in Utah with my grandkids. It was 150,000,000% better than the last time that we took care of them.
That's a pretty big increase.
They weren't sick. They were really sick the last time. Yeah. So we just had a sweet time. And in April, the 2 younger ones are coming here when they need them taken care of.
Yeah.
So, and then we are going to Oregon right after that. So we're going to fly them home to Utah and then go on to Oregon.
Yeah.
So
it'll be a while since we've seen those kids.
We'll have been.
To go see them too long. So
anyway,
last week I talked a lot about that. This time of year we talk about the light that comes from the Savior and from Christmas, and that all of us need to be the light for someone else to.
You got really good comments.
Yeah, but it's a great theme, and I want to keep pushing that forward. You know, look at this week. What is it you can do in your community to light the way for someone else within the community? And some of the suggestions on here go along with that.
We did the food pantry 2 nights ago.
Yeah, Wednesday night we went and helped.
We're going to do bell
shelves.
Ringing for the Salvation Army, who haven't gotten hardly any money this year. They said even Black Friday was a bad day.
It's been a rough year for our local Salvation Army.
So we're going to help them out a little bit. Yeah. And
so that's some of what we're doing. I mean, isn't that what Christmas is about? Turning our hearts and lighting the way for others. So that's what we're encouraging everybody. So. How's that?
That's great.
Okay.
So next week, we can still do this next week.
Yes.
We'll do this next week, and then I guess we'll do it the next week because Christmas is in between there.
It is. It all fits together well.
So Merry Christmas, everyone. We'll say it again next week. Remember the purpose of Christmas, and your hearts will be filled with so much more joy. All right. Bye-bye. Thank you.
I know how to close this now. I learned since last time. So here we go. Thanks for watching.